bring a Pakman who's all Biden.
Hey, here's an idea. What if I moderated a digital presidential debate? Never going to happen, David. Well, no, you're probably right. But here's something interesting. There was a discussion yesterday on the PBD podcast hosted by Patrick Bet-David. I was on this show some time ago. When was it? I guess it was about a year ago. And here is Patrick Bet-David suggesting, what about a digital debate where maybe Anna Kasparian would moderate, or even, like, if it really came down to it, if we really got to the bottom of the barrel, maybe even someone like a David Pakman could be involved. I like this. Let's take a listen to this.
Well,
Then CNN would.
So what I would recommend, because I know that all these major legacy outlets listen to PBD podcasts, I would recommend that the ABC hosts have a Republican and a Democrat and keep it fair. That's what America wants to see. Fair.
Let me tell you what would be even better if they did do that.
Please.
Is if they brought somebody from the digital side to ask questions.
Ooh.
What if they did the first digital panel? And by the way, what if they did it this way? What if it's a Anna Kasparian, okay?
Nice.
What if it's a Candace Owens? What if it's a, I don't know, pick another person. Us
PBD, I don't know, maybe that
Rogan
guy.
Or Musk or a
Tucker. Yeah.
Tucker or any. What if it's names like that from the digital side? And by the way, you know who else I would put on that from the left side? I bring a Pakman who's all Biden.
A jank.
No. It's got to be somebody. He is angry.
Yeah.
I think
He's also running for president. I think.
Yeah, but take a panel of those guys and put them together.
PBD.
First digital debate with an audience, and allow that to happen. Now, for that to take place, you know who has to call the shot on that?
The president.
Trump, and that's not going to happen with
So
Biden.
can I give you credit?
So I think the one thing PBD maybe is wrong about, and I love how it's like, listen, get Anna Kasparian, get Candace Owens. If you have to, maybe someone like a Pakman. The one thing I think PBD is wrong about, and we're joking, I'm glad that he's thinking of me. The one thing I think he's wrong about is, I don't know that if Biden goes, yeah, let's have a digital panel from the online space, I don't know that Trump goes for it. I don't know. It's just not clear, especially with that crew, right? I mean, from what I understand, Trump and Candace Owens are a little bit on the outs. And so why would Trump say, we'll get a right winger who I don't really love, and then left wingers like Anna or Dave? I just don't think it'll happen. I agree. It would bring a different dynamic. It might be engaging in a different way. It would certainly be a break from the traditional media establishment. It could bring crucial issues to the forefront. And honestly, as flattered as I am by being considered for something like this, I actually think that it's less about the moderators, but more about the format to a great degree. As I've said before, the format of these debates lends itself to superficial sound bites and absolutely no policy depth. I believe policy depth would benefit Joe Biden. If there were 20 minutes on one topic with an open format, without talking over each other, if they could do it, right? Hypothetically, Trump can only do 30 or 60 seconds on most topics. Biden actually has some deep knowledge about so many of these issues. Now, whether he can get it out in a way that's engaging is a different question. But to me, I'll participate in any debate, obviously, if I'm considered. But we need a format that will allow for deeper dives into policy specifics. This would allow candidates, if they are able, to articulate positions comprehensively, give viewers a clearer understanding of their platforms and what they would actually do policy-wise. And Trump couldn't struggle through that format the way he can't with a typical format. And it'll really separate the wheat from the chaff. I hope that's not become a verboten phrase at this point. Someone told me that you can't say, well, I don't even want to get into that. Anyway, I hope that wheat from the chaff is still allowed. In your typical debate format, it's you trade a couple of barbs, and then the moderators say, we have too much to get to. We've got to move on to the next thing. The other aspect to this is, I believe there should be real-time fact-checking within the debate and hold candidates accountable. Now, oftentimes, nobody wants that because of fear that they will be fact-checked in a way that is disadvantageous to them. Recently, there's been a lot of, Sean Hannity types and others on the right who say there should be nothing allowed on the screen other than the candidates' names. Because the concern is the fact checking starts, it's a slippery slope to bias. I think that there should be real-time fact checking. Trump definitely doesn't want it. I think it could be done in a way that we all say, hey, no, this is fair. This is a fair way of doing it. So format change, real-time fact checking. I think that's big. Different moderators, sure, but it's the format that is really holding us back. It is time to start thinking like voters and to make sure that kids understand the importance of voting, how it works, registering, ballot initiatives, because so many kids just have no idea. That's why I wrote the new children's book, Think Like a Voter. I can think of no better time and no more important group of folks to try to reach. The book is now available at davidpakman.com/book, where, by the way, you can get the first 2 books in the series as well. Think Like a Detective and Think Like a Scientist. Really important stuff. Donate them to local libraries, classrooms, read them with the kids. davidpakman.com/book.